The two very best teams in this World Cup going at it. And China's had the edge lately. Not in the overall series, but certainly lately they've done a good job catching up. Keep in mind, those games have been very close. 2-1 games in the last 3, and China's won 2 of them.
And also the game winners in those 2 games have been in added time. That's been a critical factor here in this tournament. We've seen that happen a lot where goals have been scored in extra time.
A rematch of the gold medal final. Most eyes will be on Mia Hamm, including the China defense.
Well, I think Mia is such a critical link, and you can tell in her game very early on whether she's on. If I were to critique her, I'd point out a few things. If she gets a goal early, she relaxes completely. If she gets fouled and she stays down for a long time, she's not really focused. And as well, if she's just taking on and shooting at will, she needs to get her shots. Against Brazil, she didn't have any shots.
This is the biggest game in the lives of these USA players, and you could say that for China too. USA in white. Fawcett heads it down. Number 14, Joy Fawcett does clear it out. USA in white, China in red. You see if the two teams are nervous at the start. The USA has had some problems with nerves in previous games.
Well, they have, and they've gone down early in 2 matches. One we saw against Nigeria and the other against Germany, but they battled through it, and it's a mark of a true champion to be able to play for 90 minutes, and that's what they did to pull out those victories, especially against Germany.
Milberg touched it back. That pass from Lily's broken up. This one's all about possession. This one goes out of play, but the throw-in coming up. We'd like to thank Bud Light and all of our sponsors for bringing you this match commercial-free. Referee from Switzerland, she's a referee that was in the Nigeria-USA game. It was very physical.
It was, and Coach Chica was very critical because he felt like a card should have been pulled out earlier and she would have been able to get better control of the fouling.
Let's get more of that from Chris McHenry.
Well, today's head referee, Swiss Nicole Rudi Petignan, also called the Nigeria game, and the Nigerians outfouled the Americans 29-3, but she did not throw a yellow card until the 30th minute and earned an earful from head coach Tony DeChico. Needless to say, he was a little surprised and not so happy that she's today's head referee.
Thanks, Chris. Look at the lopsided number in terms of the fouls suffered, and these are the 2 most fouled teams right now in the tournament, USA and China, maybe because they've had most of the ball possession.
Right, JP, that's a great point. I was going to agree with you there. They do play a very possessional style. These teams are very similar, whereas, you know, USA, Brazil, those are 2 very different styles of play, but China and the USA are very similar in their ball possession.
Number 6, Brandi Chastain on this throw-in in the 2nd minute of this World Cup final. Wang Liping clears. Lily will take it over. Lily from Wilton, Connecticut, sends this one long. Wang Liping, number 2, will play it up. Denied by Lily. Now here comes Akers. Akers gets some help from Lily. Christine Lilly will try to switch it. That's one of the things they want to do. Switch that point of attack. Bowdy finds Fawcett. USA attacks. Into space it comes. Here's Mia. Tackled away. Outside of the box. Yue Ling plays it wide to the left side. Pass up now for Sun Wen. We'll watch her touches today. The number 9 player for China. Jin Yan plays it to Sun Wen, who will receive it from anywhere. She'll send it in, and it's cleared away. That was a one-on-one defensive assignment, and Chastain won it in the air. Mia Hamm going against the sea of red. Still going. A favorable deflection, and now China will clear it. Wang Liping over on the far side. Here is Foudy. Inside, wanted Mildred. That's going wide. Sydney Parnell will chase, and that's tackled away. Mia Hamm off to a pretty good start. She's very active.
She has. She's been very involved in the attack thus far. Look at her just dancing and moving through all the defenders that have come on her. She keeps her momentum going towards the goal and allows her to have a great opportunity here. But China organizes very well, and Wang Liping comes back and makes the save on the defensive end.
Only 2 goals in this tournament, but both have been game-winning goals. And as you had said earlier, this is her best tournament. 95, she did not play well. In 91, she was really a kid.
She was, and in '96 in the Olympics, she had a bad ankle that she was really being hampered by.
Called on China. Yue Ling, one of the better players, number 10. And they're on the defensive coverage. There'll be a free kick coming up here for the United States. China probably the only team in the world that can compete with the United States in terms of caps. That's international appearances for their country. They have 5 with more than 100. Norway's close too. This is cleared out to the halfway line. Chested down. Joy Fawcett, 14. Sends it across. Chastain. Foudy's touch. Turning is Milgret, finding Foudy. She'll hold. One of the USA's co-captains, Julie Foudy, tied up. China double teams. It's knocked out for a USA throw-in.
What the U.S. is trying to do here is Brandi Chastain has a very long throw, and she's going to try and find either Cindy Parlow or Michelle Akers to flick it onto the face of the goal, and then the U.S. has numbers making runs into the box.
Chastain fires it in off Akers. It's deflected out. China looks to break up, but there's Chastain. And again, they try to switch it long and try to stretch out that China defense, which sometimes bends but doesn't usually break. Right into space. Carla Overbeck communicating right away with a hand signal to Brianna Scurry. Might be nerves on Brianna's first kick out.
You can see Carla Overbeck there is wearing the captain's armband. She's the leader in the back, not only for the entire team, but she's the leader for organizing the defense.
6 minutes scoreless between China and the United States. Long distance shot blocked by Akers. It's loose. From the outside, going into Pu Wei. And now it's taken over. USA back with it. Cindy Parlow, number 12. Youngest player to play for this team in the Olympics of '96. Foudy is dispossessed. China coming back 2 on 3. Sun Wen knocked away, and there's the cover that the USA has wanted defensively.
I've noticed early on that Kate Sobrero has been focusing on Sun Wen, almost like she's playing her man-to-man, especially when China gets into the attacking third.
Sun Wen finds Ying, who will send it across. Jin Yan settles. USA will take it out and clear. And on that far side is controlled by Jai. All the way back. China's side of the halfway line. It's sent into space. Doesn't quite get there. Overbeck is there. Defensively, the U.S. has stayed in a pretty good formation.
I've been very pleased so far to see the organization because the U.S. defense has their hands full with Sun Wen running up top for China.
Chastain, and now Akers helps to clear for Parlow, and a foul called on China. Free kick coming up for the United States. What a warrior Michelle Akers has. Too many injuries to mention, and she's been probably their best field player in this tournament. She's
been the most consistent player for the United States. I definitely agree with you there, JP. She's the heart and soul of the midfield as well, even battling chronic fatigue. The performances that she has put on the field for the United States have been amazing.
Fan Yunji, number 3 for China, commits that last foul. She's probably their toughest defender. She's the one that knocked Akers out of the '95 World Cup in a real tough collision in Game 1. Mia Hamm ready on this free kick. From about 28 yards away. Lily step over. Hamm drives it in! Off the right foot and out. Akers had a chance.
That's what we're talking about, the determination that she plays with. This is a great ball by Hamm. She's bending it towards the goal here. So all the runner needs to do, in this case Akers, is go ahead and continue your run right towards the goal. She probably should have tried to get her head on that. That's a tough ball to play with her foot.
I think the coaching staff knows how important a first goal could be, especially here. Both teams have the capability of coming back, but both can also protect that kind of a lead. Most successful coach in the history of U.S. soccer, male or female. What will Tony DeCicco do when this World Cup is over? He's not saying. Some think he'll continue through the Olympics, some think not.
My guess is he will continue through the Olympics, JP.
Lauren Gregg beside him, Colin Hacker, the team psychologist, who has been with this team now for several months. She's been with them before. Fawcett ready for the throw-in. One of the 2 soccer moms on this team. China will take it over. They haven't had as much possession, China, as they would like. Parlow on the right. Double team. And now that's knocked out. The USA will have a throw-in. And they'll do it quickly. They were looking for Parlow. That may have been too quick. Cindy Parlow with a couple of goals, but still not having a consistent tournament. Only 21 years of age, out of North Carolina. But in the air, she could be strong today, same with Akers.
She can, and in the air, this is where Brandi Chastain is looking to find her for a flick with her head. She's very, very strong, and with Akers and Parlow, there's a big size mismatch up.
Akers going to Parlow. Chastain came back after it, gets some help. Hands check. Gauhan is there. And she'll help the offense with this pass on the right side. 11 is Pu Wei, the youngest player for China. The youngest player in the field at 18. Here's Sun Wen. Still in line for that Golden Shoe Award. CC did not score in the third place game, so she and Sun Wen are tied with 7 goals coming in. An attempted cross, knocked down a play, a throw-in coming up for China. Chastain has been all over this field defensively.
She's worked very, very hard, and again, her veteran leadership in the back is critical to the organization. She loves to go onto the attack. Sometimes she has to hold herself back.
This is Zhao Lihang, number 6. She played in the '95 World Cup. Liu Ling trying to go inside. Jin Yan couldn't do it. This one is going to be cleared back. Wen Lirong will switch it. China does this so well. Wang Liping will give it up. She wanted the return, and it's broken up. Milbrick who have gotten that feed from Lily. Milbrick might be the smallest player out there, certainly for the USA, but she battles tough. Let's go downstairs to Chris McHenry.
Wendy and JP, the Americans' quick restarts and full pressure defense is a psychological tactic. Tony DeCicco wants their head in the game immediately. Also on offense, Cindy Parlow, with her height advantage, is their target.
Chris, those are great points. The quick restarts, what happens is on a foul, typically the team who fouls, in this case you were talking about China, is the team who tries to get a little bit of a break. You know, they put their head down, and Coach Chico wants the U.S. to come out very quickly and try and catch them on their heels. And as far as Cindy Parlow goes, she is the target up top. She's great in the air and very good with her back to pressure.
The USA will take it away. China have several players back. In fact, there were 5 of them. They recover as well as any country does defensively. Here's Fawcett to the right. USA holding up, they'll play it back. If it's not on, they'll push it back. Here's Akers. Michelle Akers guns it long, but it's right at Gauhan. And yes, she can score from there.
This was a great half chance by Akers. You look, she didn't try and get the perfect touch. She saw her space, and look at this shot that she unleashes here. Hung comes up very, very well with that ball.
12 minutes gone now in the first half. Scoreless, but you felt like the way the USA has started this game compared to previous games.
They've come out to, you know, JP, really the pressure is off of them. The big pressure for the United States was getting here to this big event.
Michelle Akers, no one has scored more goals in the World Cup than she has, 12 in 12 games. That's in 3 World Cups. Fawcett takes it away. It goes wide, but it's knocked out of play. The intended target was Mia Hamm.
Right there in the center, right here, this is the Hamm family. That's Mrs. Hamm there, and to her left, or to her right, I'm sorry, where we're looking is Mr. Hamm. She has a number of people here.
And her dad got to see her score that record breaker in Orlando. And her husband is also here today, so Mia Hamm has plenty of support in this one. Over 100 tickets were needed for Mia, we were told. That's one of the stats of this game. Throw in coming up for the USA deep. Great crowd today. A record crowd for not just women's soccer, but a women's sporting event. Minutes. USA with a long throw-in. Parlow nodded it down, but she pushed off. It is China's ball. What a great shot of the stadium. I was here in '94 for the men's World Cup final. This crowd will be loud. Of course, the men's final, it was Italy and Brazil. Here it's a USA flavor.
The USA crowd loves a winning U.S. team, and that's what they've got here today. They followed the team through the whole tournament, and it's amazing. This team has just captured the hearts of everybody.
Great job done by Marla Messing, the president and CEO of the Women's World Cup, and Donna DiBarona, the chairwoman of this 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup. It's supposed to be in small stadiums. Here's Parla. Tackled away. She got ball. About 90,000 referees, though, say otherwise. Here's China clearing it out of their own box. And now they'll move it out. And really out. There'll be a throw-in coming up for the United States as Parla trying to draw a penalty kick. Far side. And was double teamed. Lost out. And it's going to be China's ball. Mia disagrees with that. Referee's assistant did too, but the referee will take charge and give the ball to China. Wen Lirong, number 12, will send it long for China. Knotted down. Two players down in the field. Now it's Parlo tucking it back. Akers with a powerful boot towards the corner. Fan Yunji tackled out by Milbert. The ball belongs to China. Good hustle from Tiffany Milbert, who has scored 3 goals so far in this tournament. She's the team's leading scorer.
We have a moment to take another look here. Here's Cindy Parlo. She gathers the ball out to the right side. Now she's in the box here, and look at this move here around Wen. And she gets taken down, JP. I don't see the Chinese defender playing the ball there.
Cindy Parlo from Memphis, Tennessee. Her parents have come a long way to watch her play. And a lot of driving for them. They're here today. Huwei. Off the deflection from Sobrero. Milbert, 16 on the ball. They try to set up the give and go. Wang Liping had it covered. Wang Liping will clear it. Foudy's after it. Back for Akers, the holding midfielder. Akers touches it back for Chastain. Picked off and then lost. Foudy got it from Wang Liping. Lily turns. They'll switch it again. Fawcett comes up. Into the box toward Foudy. She goes down. There was some contact, but she may have embellished that a bit. We've seen him at previous World Cup matches. President Bill Clinton on hand to watch the USA women try to recapture the World Cup. Foudy picked off. China's on the ball and they'll switch it. Huwei lost it. Mia Hamm will touch it back. Hamm has the green light. You'll see on the left side, you'll see on the right side, deep and forward. They're changing the attack so well in this game in the USA. Better than I've seen in the first half of any game that we've done.
They have, and a big part of it has been Akers changing the point of the attack when she's gotten the ball. That really gets the Chinese defenders on their heels. It's tough for them to regroup if in 2 passes the U.S. has gone from one sideline to the next.
Julie Foudy. They want China to chase them all over this field. Wen Lirong, number 12, will play it up on the left. Sun Wen will play it up. She's dispossessed. Sun Wen so far not a factor. So far. Hamm. 3 players converge on her, and it's knocked away. Liu Ying gave it up. Zhao Lihong fouled by Akers.
I think so far Mia Hamm has had a pretty good match, but I would critique that last play. She had 2 and 3 defenders on her, JP. When she touched the ball, that means 2 or 3 teammates are wide open.
We're going to track the touches. So far she's double the touches of Sun Wen. Only 1 chance for each of them. At the halfway line. Foul is called on China. USA, quick restart from Lily. She almost had Hamm isolated one-on-one down the middle. Back the other way. Overbeck looks over the shoulder. Headed it back to Scurry.
I want to point out here on defense, if the defender heads the ball back to the keeper, then she can pick it up. But if it's passed back, then the keeper has to play it with her feet.
This one will roll out of play. Joy Fawcett couldn't get to it. China will have a throw in. Zhao Lihong, one of the 5 players we talked about with more than 100 caps for China. Outside of the U.S., they played the most ambitious pre-World Cup schedule. China will push it back. Liu Ling. Hu Wei. Trying to play it across. China looks for their first corner, but they won't get it there. Next Saturday live, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, Major League Soccer has their all-star match on ABC Sports. Leading the Eastern Conference team, DC United's Roy Lassiter, the top goal scorer in MLS with 14 goals. Western Conference players include the Galaxy's Kobe Jones and Preki of Kansas City. 21st minute, coming back into the USA end. Brian Ascori goes back for it. That's a second bad clearance from Brian Ascori early in this first half. He's played well though in this tournament. Saved the U.S. team in that Brazil match. 6 saves, many of them outstanding.
In my opinion, she was the key in that match. Her confidence in the nets created confidence for the entire team, especially her defense.
China in red with the ball. Wang Weiping. To the halfway line, Hu Wei. Look at the challenge. Chastain won it. Here's Han. He will touch it back. Foudy. Fawcett. Keeping it on the ground for Milburn. Left there for Foudy. She hustled. U.S. very aggressive. A bending ball inside, but Gao Hong has got it. China now moving it on the ground. They can attack from the ground or in the air. They're so disciplined, and at times they can be unpredictable. Fan Yunji. Wen Lirong. Lily. The most capped player in the world. Back for Akers. The long floating ball. And it looked like someone was supposed to run out of that ball. Akers puts up her hand as if to say, I'm sorry, my fault.
Here's Milbrit. She's bending the ball beautifully away from the goal here. But you can see the acrobatic and athletic moves there by Hong Gao. She comes up big.
Can you believe that Gao is a goalkeeping instructor, a guest instructor at one of Tony DiCicco's goalkeeping camps? Long clearance out of the back by China, intended for Sun Wen, and this one goes against China. But so far the USA has really done what they wanted, deny the ball to Sun Wen.
They have, and they've done it because they've played very good possession. They're winning the second balls a lot, and they're playing good possession. And Coach Lauren Gregg, assistant coach Lauren Gregg, said if the team that gets the possession early on means the other team is chasing, and I would say right now that the U.S. has the edge on possession.
Long-time captain Carla Overbeck, who was actually born in Pasadena, family moved to Texas when she was around 4 years old. She'll send it long. And that's going to be too long for anyone. Closest player to it is Lily.
She's had a good game today, I think, JP, so far. You can tell she's doing a lot of organizing. She's changing the point of the attack. We said early on that that's the key for the U.S. to dominate the midfield.
She'll leave it all on the field. She said earlier this would be her last World Cup. The Olympics, well, we'll find out later. Depends on her body, she says.
And that's the big question mark. We see her performing so well, but what she goes through on a daily basis is something that nobody can really comprehend. And I personally think she'll play in the Olympics because there's not a long time span in between the two events, but you know, we really don't know how bad her body's hurting her in between the matches and the practices.
Throw in for China. Deep in USA territory. Fawcett marks up and knocks it out. The USA has done a lot to disrupt China. Part of our record crowd will wait for an official announcement because they keep changing the capacity. Adding more seats and selling them as quickly as they've been added. China looking, that's denied by the US. Look at Akers' fight. She's brought down. It'll still be the USA's ball.
You can still tell when she's going down that she's favoring that right shoulder. Take a look here. This is just heart and soul here, determination by Akers, and you can tell when she falls and rolls, she's holding her shoulder in to try and protect it. You remember earlier that happened by a fan grabbing her arm after the North Korea game, which she didn't even play in, and she ended up getting injured at that match.
USWNT. They need to close her. Overbeck did it. That looked dangerous. As dangerous as USWNT has looked so far. China back with it. Wang Liping. Look at the run by USWNT, and she almost got through. Good work from Overbeck and Sobrero together. Chastain denies it. Hand goes down. Play continues. Lifted by Liu Ling. They were looking for Jin Yan. Scurry will do her best to save that, and she does, so there's no corner kick for China. And Brianna Scurry clears. And again, her kicking game has been off so far. Don't know whether it's nerves or not, but that's 3 of them that she's lost.
Well, she's way over there by the sidelines, and she's trying to serve sort of a bending ball with the inside of her right foot, which is actually carrying out of bounds. It doesn't look like it to the casual observer, but that ball's going out of bounds. That's why they're calling a throw-in for China.
At the halfway line, China thought they had it, now it's lost. Bai Ji couldn't get to it. Cindy Parlow limping a bit. Been a physical tournament. Pretty grueling schedule, although these two teams did have almost a week off. Shannon McMillan, the super sub, has been warming up.
Well, I really believe a good point to make is that a team cannot win the World Cup with just 11 players. And Shannon McMillan there on the bench is a player who has come in. She's played 5 games. She's had a goal and 3 assists, which is amazing. She's played so well. And Tony's got to have depth on his bench in order to win the World Cup.
McMillan had it up and now back down sitting and watching as Milbert tried to play it across. Parlow's been bothered in the past by a hamstring. She says she has totally recovered from that, but you never know how those things can flare up.
That hamstring is something that continues to bother her. You can tell she still doesn't have 100% of her speed when she's trying to all-out stride. Another thing is her ankle's been bothering her a bit, and actually the game we did here in the road to Pasadena against Mexico, I remember she twisted her ankle, and that has kind of hampered her a bit as well.
Off the Wembley wrong clear. 2 players miss it, 1 for each team. Akers down again. China has the ball. USWNT's pass blocked by Overbeck. Parlow Overbeck will clear it out. Let's go downstairs and get an update on Parlow from Chris McHenry.
JP, Cindy Parlow rolled her right ankle right here on the sideline. Coach DeChico said, "Are you okay?" She said, "I think so." He said, "Then get in there. Up to you."
He said it just like that, I'll bet.
That reminds me of a story with Coach Dorrance when he was coaching us with the United States team. Basically, he told us, if your bone's not sticking out of your leg, get back up and play. And I think DeChico's carried over that mentality into these players.
Parlow gets ready for the throw-in. Nearly 28 minutes gone in this scoreless first half. It's another battle between the USA and China. Very little separates these two teams, skill-wise. Got that long throw-in covered defensively, so Chastain is thinking of changing it. Now she'll go short to Mia Hamm, so China have scouted that long throw-in. It's knocked out, though, for a corner. The very first one. Mia Hamm will take it.
Keep your eye on the height on the back post with Akers and Chastain.
Hamm drives it across. It's punched away. China will recover. There's no rebound, and it's cleared out. A foul anyway on Chastain, who will be spoken to by the referee.
Here's a look here. One wrinkle is the U.S. now has Cindy Parlow in, trying to kind of protect herself there, or actually try and flick any ball that comes in to the keeper, and that's a good position for her with her height. But I've noticed a couple players have slipped on this surface. We didn't have any rain. I did notice them watering the pitch yesterday in practice, but I'm kind of surprised.
30th minute. They had the third place match here before this one. Brazil won it on penalty kicks. So they're the third place winners over Norway. China on the ball. USWNT. As great as these two offenses are, it's been a defensive game. Only 2 shots, both by the United States, both by Akers. China will look to play it long. 2 more players in a collision. One's not getting up for the U.S. Chastain will clear it. No whistle yet for the injury. Now the USA will see it and knock it out. It is Kate Sobrero who is down. Remember, she was bothered by a right ankle injury earlier. She says that ankle is totally fine. This doesn't look like an ankle here.
Take a look here, and I think the player maybe that came down on her is her own teammate Akers. You can see this is a heading battle here, and Akers goes up strong as she takes Sobrero down in the process. Couldn't tell whether or not she stepped on her.
That's about 5'10" and 150 pounds landing on Kate Sobrero.
She probably just got the wind knocked out of her.
It's better if Tiffany Noble lands on you than Michelle Akers.
That's right.
But Sobrero's a tough player. She'll bounce back. She told me yesterday she's not really in awe of the situation. She thinks because she's so young, she's just soaking it up. No pressure.
I hear what you're saying, JP, but I've got to argue that because in front of 90,000 people, I think she's got to be feeling a little bit of pressure.
Akers will look. Said she's keeping a diary so she'll remember all of it. Lily. Zhao Lihong. Liu Ling broke it up. Zhao Lihong again will try to chip, but Brianna Story is there. And Story will clear. The 2 top offensive teams in the World Cup, 2 top defensive teams as well, and the defense has taken over and put a stamp on this game early. Jinyan was going long, and that one didn't work. Intended for USWNT.
I think the key in any game is for the defenses to be shored up, and the defensive effort starts up top for both teams. And both the front runners for both teams have been working hard on defense. As long as you have the defense starting up top with the full 11 players on the field, then the offense will come naturally.
Key players have been denied the ball. USWNT not nearly as many touches as she had in her previous match at this stage. That was against Norway. Mia Hamm, although we showed her earlier with 10 touches, she's not getting the ball where she wants it. USWNT with 7 goals. China's most feared striker. Lily will play it back. This one's going to roll. Going to stay in play. China will move it up the middle. Sobrero is back in the air to win it. Lily. And now China will take it over on the wing. Knocked out of play, and again the USA disrupts China to give them a chance to get back defensively on this throw-in in the 33rd minute.
And the player who doubled back on that was actually Mia Hamm. Again, a good effort defensively on her part to create numbers up.
There's a lot of the defensive work. Maybe doesn't get as much credit for it. Wang Liping. Up the wing, nice flick back. Wei was looking for USWNT, but there were 2 players there. They were doubling her as she was near the box. Julie Foudy, longtime member of this team. She was there when they won the World Cup and also when they lost it back in '95. She's one of their leaders. Free kick coming up for China. Here's where you must be careful if you're the USA defensively.
No question, because we've seen how good USWNT is. She's one of the players that's standing over the ball here. She can bend the ball with her left foot very well.
It's a free kick or a set piece, and China scored 4 times on situations like this against Norway. USA backs up the wall, the required 10 yards. You're lucky usually if you get 9.
With the height in the wall for the U.S., Scurry has to bend down to see through the legs of her defenders.
It's for FIFAWWC. A shot is too high.
JP, it was the game in Hershey, Pennsylvania when she hit one of these with the inside of her left foot.
35th minute. China had an opportunity to go up by 1. I mean, this game could be decided by a free kick. It could be a free kick, penalty kick, or something off of a corner kick, because in the run of play, it's been pretty even and very defensive.
It has, and when games come down to that, it really comes down to set pieces and what team makes the most of the set pieces.
Here's Ham on the left. Couldn't get through. It's knocked out of play, but the USA will have a throw it. 111 goals for Mia Hamm, the most in soccer history, man or woman. Throw in for Chastain. They'll go with the long throw. Flick once, twice. Gauhan comes out, and she's got it. Sure hands from the goalkeeper, their number 1 goalkeeper, Gauhan, China. Still scoreless here. Let's go downstairs once more to Chris McHenry.
JP, a stern directive from the Chinese bench to number 11, Pu Wei. You look after number 10, Michelle Akers, and then the coach sat right down. Up to you.
It's interesting, Chris, because Pu Wei is only 18 years old going up against the 33-year-old Akers. What an assignment.
Going up against a player who's done more for this sport than any player in the world.
Wendley wrong. It's deflected. And couldn't pounce on it. Lily can. Back for Akers to Chastain. She'll hold in the 37th minute and play back. Sobrero. Notre Dame All-American. All the way across to Joy Fawcett. This is Fawcett's 3rd World Cup. Several of her teammates can echo those comments too, including Overbeck. She'll touch back to Sobrero. Chastain. Sobrero. Now the captain settles things down. She'll switch to Chastain. China's giving them room up to the halfway line, but then it's getting tough.
Well, they are right at about midfield stripe, like you said. That's when China starts to apply their pressure and try and create numbers up. So what they're trying to do is let the defense go ahead and play it out, but create havoc in the midfield.
Next Saturday live, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. Pacific. ABC Sports brings you the British Open presented by MasterCard. First and second round coverage will be on ESPN Thursday and Friday. Final round coverage on ABC Sunday live, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. It's the 3rd major of the year. Marco Mira is the defending champion. Into space this goes. Cleared away by Fan Yunji. Throw in for the United States. It is Cindy Parlow. Looking for Milbert. China will clear. On the turn. Zhao Lihang. She'll hold it. Jin Yan. Not a factor yet because of the USA's defense. Sun Wen was on the chase. Sobrero has the speed to catch up to her. Throw in coming up for China. This is the Women's World Cup final, and what a final it is. A sold-out crowd at the Rose Bowl. China versus the United States with Wendy Gabar and Chris McHenry and Robin Roberts, of course. I'm Charles Bell camera. We thank you for joining us today. It's a winner-take-all. The USA is trying to get their trophy back.
Take a look here and see what happened with Akers. She's going in, she's battling hard. And on her momentum, she actually hits the signboards.
Some tough landings for Akers, bothered by the right shoulder and a lot of other ailments. She'll tough it out and get back here to defend. China's first corner. Zhao Lihang will play it outside. Switch to the middle. There's Akers to win it in the air. The best header in the world, says Tony DeChico. That's Michelle Akers. Wang Libing. The clearance from Overbeck, and it will go out of play. 39 minutes gone, and you can see she's grimacing.
And again, I think it's that right shoulder because she was really twisted up and she went down hard. That's one thing about Akers. She never holds back when she's going in for a loose ball, and when she goes down so hard.
She plays every game like it's her last. Scoreless here. USA and China trying to sneak one in before halftime. A bending ball is going to go well wide by Pu Wei, the 18-year-old, who scored twice in the '99 Algarve Cup. Coming up on our Adidas halftime report, we will have Ham and Foudy side by side. Results are terrific. We'll also have President Clinton, who will join Robin Roberts, our save of the tournament, and a first half recap. We welcome President Clinton to the Rose Bowl.
There's one of Joy's daughters there, Fawcett fanatic.
Another foul call, and it'll be the USA who will have possession with Chastain. And now instead, it'll be Overbeck will take it. Joy Fawcett coached at UCLA, then gave it up to devote full time to the national team and her family. Katie and Carly, this should be Katie's second World Cup actually. She was there in '95. A Fawcett fanatic, there are plenty of those here too. 41st minute, still scoreless. Overbeck. Looking for Parlo. And it's headed just wide, but Parlo did get to that. Settled by China in the middle. Liu Eiling played it wide. Now they'll go on. Fawcett is there in the one-on-one battle. And that foul is called on China. The USA have won the one-on-one battles to their credit better than they have so far in this tournament.
They've done a very good job of applying the pressure when they've needed to, and they've also done a very good job of cleaning up that second ball. So one defender pops it loose, in that case Joy, and she's got a midfielder, Julie Foudy, Christine Lilly, or Michelle Akers coming back to help her and win that second ball.
China will take it over. Tackle away, great hustle, look at Parlo. China though wins the ball. Look at how quickly they pass in tight spaces, but now possession's lost. Foudy from Akers. Great dribbling skills exhibited there by Foudy. Then Akers will try to go wide, and that goes out after all of that.
Here we'll have a look at China's only chance here. The power bar goal cam, and it's Sun Wen hitting it with the inside of her left foot. We've seen her score from that position before, but this time it just goes a little high.
She is the captain, but she's been really taken out of this game by the U.S. defense.
What's interesting is China's playing a two-front, and the U.S. is playing a four-man back line. So really, the U.S. has numbers up, and they have organized very well, and they've played smartly. So they should have the number advantage and create a lot of problems for Sun Wen. They just aren't giving her the time, and as well, Sobrera is marking up on her when she needs to.
Sun Wen, definitely one of the stars of this tournament, but only 8 touches, and Tony DeCicco's got to love that figure. Brought down by Lilly. Akers. Foudy trying to put it into space as she was brought down. China recovers and clears. Ying. And now China settles. USA chasing. Now Li Hong has it blocked out. It's still China's ball. China's coached by Yuan, head coach since the end of 1992, so he's been there for all the great games between these two countries. He's done a marvelous job in helping to bridge that gap, because in '91, the USA and China were much farther apart. Now they're almost like twins.
Well, and actually he's made up for some lost time as well, because after the '91 loss in the World Cup, they were so embarrassed that the Federation actually pulled the support. So he's got 1 or 2 less years of time actually to prepare his team, and I've been very impressed with what he's done.
China will chase it back in their own end. They switch well to Wang Liping. See how much stoppage time they put on. We're in the 44th minute now. Stoppage time for those new to our soccer coverage. Time added on due to injuries or substitutions. Sun-Wen holds. Trying to play it up, and Akers got some help defensively. USA tried to clear it long. And that goes out. It's still going to belong to the United States, right between the benches. Lilly was going to take the throw, and instead it'll be Parlow. To Lilly, another part of that North Carolina connection. So many of these players come from that collegiate program. Still USA's ball. Parlow quickly for Milbrand. Gao Hong, you can hear her calling her teammates off for that ball. Gao Hong clears. We're in the final minute of this first half. Scoreless between these two powerhouses, China and the United States, battling for the Women's World Cup trophy. Here's Parlow. Now Akers. Mia Hamm got behind the defense, but Gao Hong is there. And we're now seconds into stoppage time. China getting possession.
First and second ball line.
Off the long ball. They were looking again for Sun-Wen. Akers going for it in the air, but that'll do it. So the first half comes to a close, and despite the great goals from these two teams in this tournament, neither team could get one in the first half of play in front of this magnificent sellout crowd at the Rose Bowl. We would like to thank all of the official partners of the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup.
Hello everyone. We know all that the situation with the coronavirus is a very serious one, and we need to put health first. There are 5 key tactics to tackle the coronavirus, and I urge you all to follow with discipline at all times these 5 key tactics.
Todo comienza con tus manos. Por favor, lávate las manos frecuentemente y, si es posible, con una solución de alcohol.
With your elbows bent, please cover your nose and mouth if you sneeze or cough. If using tissues, dispose of them immediately.
Pour le visage, évitez de toucher les yeux, le nez et la bouche. Cela peut empêcher le virus de rentrer dans votre organisme.
In terms of social interaction, take a step back. Stay 1 meter distance minimum from everyone that coughs or sneezes.
If you feel unwell, stay home. In some countries, isolation might be advisable for healthy persons too. Please follow all instructions from your local health authority.
So please keep yourself informed at all times, follow these recommendations, and support the WHO in their efforts to tackle coronavirus. Together, we will win this difficult match.
See if there are any changes for either side as Akers takes it over. Chastain will send it in. We've got a U.S. player down, Mia Hamm, and that's away from the ball. I didn't see it. I'm not sure if you did. She's down and now getting up on her feet. Running okay right now. Here's Fawcett. So no changes for either side. One would expect to see Shannon McMillan, if this continues, to try to open things up for the United States at some point.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if she does come in because she's been a great spark off the bench. She loves to shoot. She's got a great shot, and fresh legs off the bench will really help this U.S. attack.
Most people would agree USA has the edge in terms of the bench. We'd like to thank Gatorade and all of our sponsors for bringing you this match commercial-free. China will have possession. Michelle Akers tries to tough it out. It's her 3rd World Cup, and she almost could say she's played in only 2 because she missed so much of that '95 World Cup. Injured in game 1, came back for the third place game. Fourth player in women's soccer history with 100+ goals, 104, and she had a big one on that penalty kick against Brazil. That was the icing on the cake for that win. Venturini, McMillan, and Fair, they've all seen a lot of time, and they've all had an impact.
Well, they have. And look at Venturini, 2 goals on 4 shots. That's the kind of efficiency that Coach Chico wants on any player on his team, let alone a player off the bench.
Chastain to the left in this scoreless match. 47th minute. Fan Yunji touched upfield. Ying is broken up, but she'll get it back. Oh, nice nutmeg right between the legs of a defender. But the USA will recover. Sunwen, the captain, and Akers. Sunwen also playing in her 3rd World Cup. 1 goal in 91, 3 in 95, and 7 this year.
Well, she's on a roll.
G's pass. China trying to go forward. It's denied. Akers with 1 block, and now that one's going to go against China. Joy Fawcett always up there among the leaders on this team in terms of minutes played, and she's in that category now, but Christine Lilly's #1 for 99 in terms of minutes. Overbeck strikes it across. Chastain to the left. China picking up on their pressure now before the halfway line. That foul is called. You might see it be a little more aggressive this half. The stakes increase.
Well, we saw China come out and hit Ham and Akers, 2 personality players for the United States. I want to make a point, though, on that last run by Chastain. She has to serve that ball earlier. If she gets stripped, China's got numbers up on the defense.
Chastain will have this free kick from her side of the halfway line. Knotted away by China, but given back to the U.S. Ham. Mia Ham got it back, tries to recover, and it goes out. The referee's assistant says USA referee changed her mind and agreed with her assistant. Lilly tucks it inside, but Bowdy couldn't get it. So few combination plays today, the 1-2s, because of the outstanding defense played by the 2 teams. Parlow trying to keep it in. She should get a corner out of it. Only the 2nd one for the United States. Tiffany Milbert, 3 goals in World Cup 95, 3 in World Cup 99. She leads this team in this tournament in goal scoring. Milbert off the left foot, right to the middle. Akers pops up, and this one goes over. But you always see them look for the big targets like Akers, Chastain as well. Let's get an update on USA strategy with Chris McHenry.
Were a touch too predictable. The runs were all vertical. They want to spread the field, remind the offense to use the width and kind of change it up a bit and not be so predictable, and they think they'll get a goal.
Thanks, Chris. Here's Bowdy, keeping it alive. And that pass too close to the inside, intended for Mia Ham. Wang Liping is there. She's had a strong tournament. Akers switching the attack again. Fawcett broken up, and it's knocked out of play. USA had 3 players back, though, just in case. They've not been burned on the counterattack, and that's how they lost twice to China this year. China's the only team that's beaten the USA in 99, and they've done it in 2 out of 3 meetings. Chastain at the halfway line. Sobrero will switch. In a space, Harlow couldn't get behind the defense, and it was played back. It could have been an own goal just as easily as it is a corner kick. The 3rd one for the USA.
The pace on this serve by Fawcett was beautiful. You see the ball bouncing in the box, and Harlow works hard to get on the other side of Wen there. And if she had a quick touch on it, it probably would have been in the back of the net.
Mia Ham puts it down. '52nd minute, still scoreless in the title game of the Women's World Cup. She'll keep it low. Fawcett came out for it. She'll win it. But no one is over on the near side. Almost looked like a mixed up or a broken play that could have resulted in something positive for the United States. Referees awarding it on the near sidelines of the United States. USA with the throw in.
Take down near right. Let me play with it for a second.
This one goes out again. Another throw in coming up for the United States. Fawcett goes long. The flick intended for Milbert. China is back collectively defensively.
Lily had a nice flick on that header there off the throw-in, but Milbert should have held her ground because Lily was trying to find Milbert. Instead, she got too close to her.
Chastain almost overran that. Great recovery. USA will have it. Foudy, nice job. To the left, going inside, and it's too long, and Galhong is there. Everything's happening in the edge of the perimeter. Nothing inside either box, really, because of the defense.
JP, do you remember when Mia was in a scoring drought? She was playing a lot wide and was the player who was on more of the final passes. I'm going to come back to this point. I'm noticing this half here because DeChico wants the players to play wide. She's out wider a lot. So it's going to be interesting to see if she can put some combination into her, or balance into her attack and do both. Get wide, but also get inside the box for scoring chances.
That scoring slump you mentioned, could you believe it? She went 8 games without a goal. Then she went on a 7-game goal-scoring streak. Lately, these are the numbers. And in the last game, remember, she didn't have a single shot against Brazil. Drew the penalty kick, but no shots.
She does have a lot of responsibility on this field, and a lot of people judge her by her shots or by her goals, but she does have a lot of assists, and you got to remember, too, that she draws 2 and 3 defenders.
Sun Wen looked to get it back. Couldn't get it back. Pu Wei. Fan Yunji from the halfway line. This pass denied. USA getting it back. Overbeck played in every minute. The '95 World Cup, same in this one, and same with the Olympics. This is Mia Hamm. Switching to the right. That ball took too long to get there, but Fawcett made a great recovery going toward the ball, going after it. USA now must hustle back. Zhao Lihong. And again, the coverage is there for the United States. They'll clear it out. You're watching from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, live coverage of the Women's World Cup Final between China and the United States. A sellout crowd on hand with Wendy Guevara, Chris McHenry. I'm John Paul Della Camera. Robin Roberts is our host or hostess. It is going out of play, and the ball will belong to the United States. We'll throw it in the white uniforms. Cindy Parlow with a couple of goals in this tournament. If McMillan comes in, maybe she comes in for Parlow. That's been one of the substitution patterns we've seen so far in this tournament.
Usually before that substitution has occurred, Lily and Parlow switch and make a flip-flop where Lily goes up front and Parlow comes back into the midfield. But McMillan will probably get some good time here. She's done a very, very good job coming off the bench.
And she's coming. Getting ready to come in when she gets the referee's attention. USA with the ball by the halfway line. Broken up by China. Sun Wen will hold. Look at the footwork as she plays it across. Zhao Lihong is stripped. Good touch. Here's Parlow. Putting it into space. Milbert can't get it. Fawcett goes after it. Here's Joy Fawcett. Bending ball to the far post. Flipped away for a corner. But the Chinese defender knew Mia Hamm was there and had little choice but to do that. But it's Joy Fawcett's work that leads to the USA's 4th corner kick. This time Mia Hamm wants to bend it inside off the right foot. The last one taken left-footed. Now will she change her mind? Let's see. Nope. Still wants it right-footed. She'll strike it to the post, far side, and it hits the top. Chipped over the bar. That stay in play? Apparently it did. Looked out from here. Here's the U.S. bending it across, and Galhong has that. I know we're up high, but I swear that ball was out. He's trying to come it back. So few chances in this game that the crowd are really up at the edge of their seats when one looks remotely close. see the substitution now? Yes, we will. Shannon McMillan's going to come on for Parlo. Shannon McMillan said during the 96 Olympics, she told Tony DeCicco, I'll be ready. She says in the 99 World Cup, she says, I'm ready. That's the difference.
She's had such a great tournament off the bench, and like I said in the first half, no team can win the World Cup with just 11 players. It goes much deeper than that.
McMillan may give Ham and others more room to breathe. Here's Milbert. Now it's McMillan who'll have the throw, and she and Milbert, collegiate teammates together at the University of Portland. That's the substitution. It's the first one we've seen so far today. Milbert and Lilly trying to work together. Milbert couldn't get to it. Now it's Lilly trying to bring it down. Liu-Ling for Sun Wen. Wang Liping on the right. Number 2 holding on. Ham was there defending. In the 58th minute of this one, it is scoreless. Here's Akers. China trying to break it up. Akers recovers. Ying to the right. Sun Wen against Foudy. Put it out in the air by the United States. And they will boot this one out of play. We can go downstairs to Chris McHenry. Chris.
Tony DeCicco told Shannon McMillan one thing, be patient. Although she's very explosive off the bench, he wants her to be patient. Same directive he gave Tiffany Milbert, make sure they get the best opportunity. Up to you.
Bai Ji's pass knocked out for a corner kick, only China's second of the day.
Well, the player making that recovery one there was Carla Overbeck. She's been so solid in organizing her defense.
Sun Wen in front of Brian Ascari. Liu Ying in her 57th international match takes this corner kick. China wants to make a substitution. The referee's looking. Will she allow it? They want to take out the kid, Hu Wei, and that's what's happening. They'll bring in the veteran, Chang Yu-Ying, who scored the game winner at Giant Stadium in that 2-1 China win over the United States. So the USA knows her.
So China answers with their own super sub.
Here's the Ying corner. The flick went wide. China got to it, but it was flicked wide. Probably their best opportunity to score today.
Well, that was a driven ball, and the person that it went to was China superstar Sun Wen. She had a nice flick off of it, but nobody was covering back post. But the speed on that flick, I'm not sure if anybody in the women's game could have gotten to it, JP.
Anyone could, it would have been her. Sun Wen, hometown Shanghai. USA chants, you'll hear them all game long. We're in the 60th minute, still scoreless. China on the run. This one sent into space. Chastain back towards Scurry. Anxious moments there.
Wow, is that confidence? You think they figured out the communication problem they had earlier in the tournament? And again, I want to point out, a header from a defender is a ball that can be picked up by the goalkeeper by her hands. If Chastain had served it with her feet, then Brianna Scurry would have had to use her feet to serve it back out.
Chastain gave up the own goal against Germany, then got one back to tie it. So she didn't let it get her down. Akers back to the feet of Brianna Scurry, who has 52 career shutouts with the national team. Scurry's clearance is much better now this half than they were in the first. McMillan, tackle away. IG's pass into space. Sobrero's got the wheels to run it down, and she does. China will have possession. We always talk about Fawcett's speed, but probably because of youth, Sobrero's now the fastest at the back.
And she normally is the player who draws the responsibility of the fastest striker up top, and in that case, in this game, it's Sun Wen.
Charlie Hong has it go out. She will have another throw-in coming up. This time they'll play it out. IG, number 14 holds. It's only her 20th cap. Playing it into the box. Denied by the U.S., settled by China. Lilly comes back to defend. It's deflected. Recovered and then picked off on a giveaway. Jolly Hawk bends it in. But it's wide of Brandi Chastain, and the ball belongs to the United States. 62nd minute, still scoreless in a Women's World Cup final at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
And this is how I would define toughness. Look here as China's Lui Ling takes that clear right in her face. She doesn't go down. That's a great tribute to her mentality.
Overbeck. Will clear. Got it down. Fawcett sends it up. 3 players in that collision. China wins it. 2 players down. USA foul. And it's on Shannon McMillan. Sometimes she says it's a foul like that that gets her into the game as opposed to a shot or a pass. She's been one of the unsung heroes on this team. A goal and a couple of assists in that win over North Korea. She changed the game, her and Foudy and Venturini. Here's McMillan holding. Lily brings it back to Fawcett. All the way back to the feet of Kate Sobrero. Chastain looks together. It was a tough pass for her to get, but she did well with it to bring it back to Overbeck. Fawcett to the right. You're watching the Women's World Cup final live from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. It is scoreless now in the 64th minute. Along with Wendy Gabauer, Chris McHenry, and our host, Robin Roberts. I'm John Paul Dellacamera. We hope you're enjoying this one. It's China in red on the ball. Jolly Hawk, stripped. Fawcett and then Akers with the support.
You notice there that Fawcett was the player chasing, but Akers came back and provided the necessary support in the right space and distance in order to pick up that loose touch. That's good team defense. Wenley Wrong up the wing by G. Getting by Milbert, but Milbert tucked it out with Lily to win the ball back for Akers. There's the quick switch. Foudy. Couple of fakes going inside. Milbert broken up. That middle of China, tough to penetrate. It's coming back. There's Overbeck pointing out instructions as she clears to Chastain. Towards Milbert, that's cleared out. All the way back to Sobrero. Chastain, nice cut on the ball to elude one defender. 65th minute. Lely attacks goal. Plays it wide. Cut inside, it's deflected. Fan Yunji clears. JP, I think China has done a great job to get numbers behind the ball. You notice the U.S. is trying to change the point of the attack and try and work the front runners of China, but they've done a good job. The U.S. is doing it too slowly. They need to expose those spaces once they change the point quicker.
They've played each other so much, they know each other so well. On this day, it's all about execution, and it could be all about a mistake too at this stage.
And as well, it may come down to who takes the best set pieces, you know, corner kicks, free kicks, things like that, throw-in plays.
Foudy. Right side, Fawcett. This is a rematch of the Olympic final, won by the United States 2-1 back in '96. Sobrero, back to Scurry. Brianna Scurry plays it to the left side for Chastain. Here's Akers. Feeling some pressure from Lui Ling. Sun Wen. She'll carry. Off a flick. It's blocked once and then cleared by the U.S. Mia Hamm brings it down off the chest. Puts it into space. Here's a long run, but it's played back to Gao Hong. That may have saved the day because the USA almost had a breakaway getting through the center of that defense.
Hamm came back and actually did a very good job to win the second ball. You notice the Chinese defender went ahead and won that head ball, and Hamm picked it up into the space. That was a great job, and it was a great job for her to find that seam through to McMillan.
It's ball will roll all the way out to the opposite side. Next Saturday live, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. It's the MLS All-Star Game on ABC Sports, leading the Eastern Conference team. The leading scorer in Major League Soccer, that's Roy Lassiter of DC United. Join us next Saturday live for full coverage. China will knock it out. Another throw-in coming up. Chastain has been really taking them all, pretty much. Harlow, when she was in, took a few in terms of the throw-ins. This one will go short. Ham with a knock. And they're trying to find McMillan inside, but they were unable to do that. 68th minute. Still scoreless here. All the way back to Carla Overbeck. Now to Foudy. Chastain. Well, the stakes were high at the top. You know it's a 90-minute game. Now you know it's a 45-minute game at halftime, and now it's even less. Talk about pressure.
And it's gonna come down to which player digs it out and which player digs deep and tries to make the difference in this game. I haven't seen a real superstar emerge. I mean, these teams are very evenly matched. Talk about Mia Hamm. I think she needs to get a little more involved here in the attack. Her touches this half, she hasn't had as many touches. She is trying to stay wide to help the team generally, but I think she needs to also work to get into the box.
She scored 8 goals in her career against China, and 2 of them came in the '95 World Cup. Her only 2 goals. Liu Eiling broken up. Look at Akers in that hard challenge. Lily trying to put it up. The U.S. was afraid of being offside, and I didn't see a flag up. 3 players basically held up their runs. China on the ball. From the halfway line, Sun Wen brings it down. She scores a goal for every 2 matches she has played internationally. That's incredible. Only Mia Hamm has a better strike ratio.
She's been a little bit quiet in this game, but that's exactly when she's going to strike. You can't ever relax on Sun Wen.
The long leaping pass, it's blocked at the edge of the penalty area. Akers. Her magnificence continues. This sellout crowd tries to energize the U.S.
The U.S. has numbers here. They need to get bodies into the box.
Foudy tripped up, I thought. China will take it over. That's getting more physical, and maybe cards. Referee's calling 1 or 2 over. It was Milbert and Chung, but it's Chung who gets the only card. Number 7.
Here's the yellow card foul here. Milbert comes back to help back and create numbers on defense, and she definitely gets taken down from behind, and that's a great call by the referee and a well-deserved card.
Only 1 issue today, but these are 2 of the teams with the fewest cards and fouls in the tournament. 71st minute, free kick, U.S. looking for Akers. Too high for her, settled on the right. Here's McMillan, crossing. Oh, the USA had a player in deep. Milbert got behind the defense, but McMillan couldn't lift it.
Milbert was in deep, JP, but the player that I would look for was Akers at the top of the box. McMillan has a great driven ball, and Akers is the player who can send that one home with her head.
Chong coming back. Akers trailing. Here's Chong. She rips it. And apparently that one was wide. 71st minute, still scoreless here between the USA and China in the World Cup final. The Goodyear blimp is showing you what we've all marveled at today, this tremendous sellout crowd, largest to ever witness a women's sporting event, over 90,000. Besides the organizers being happy, how about Sepp Blatter, the president of FIFA, and Keith Cooper, director of FIFA Communications Division. They've got to be loving this, and we thank the Goodyear blimp for providing these magnificent pictures all day long.
Well, Marla Messing and Donna Deverona did a great job to have the vision to know that these women could sell out packed stadiums, 70,000, 80,000, 90,000. They knew it. They had a vision to know that this sport would take off.
'72nd minute. 0-0 in this one still. Low scoring game, but look at the numbers, the number of shots that the teams normally take compared to today. Staggering.
It goes back to good defensive organization, and it's going to come down to who makes the most of the set pieces.
I don't think anyone expected this to be a run and gun game or up and down game. Certainly most people thought it would be low scoring. And the way it's looking, one goal may do the trick. And here's the best goal scorer in the world getting ready to take it. On this free kick.
Watch this ball. It's going to be an in-swinger, meaning it's going to bend in towards the goal by Ham.
She's passing, looking for Akers, but it wasn't wide enough. China will take it over. Foudy. Sobrero. USA will play it back to Carla Overbeck. There's Lawson. Akers from Overbeck. The crowd is trying to be a 12th man or 12th women, if you will, in this match. McMillan. Tackle out. It still belongs to the United States in the 74th minute. Another foul on China. IG commits it. Mia Hamm felt it. Mia Hamm ready on this free kick. Akers looks to get into a favorable position by the edge of the box wide. Hamm drives a bending ball, and Gauhan came out and she got it. Akers was the intended target. She goes down, so does Gauhan, and Akers is going to get the yellow card. It is her second yellow card of this tournament, the only USA player to receive one. And Gauhan is injured.
Well, Gauhan goes up hard on this ball here, but look at Akers. This is an example of her undying efforts out there on the field. She leads by example. You know that's the type of player who's going to try for every single ball. And here's a look at it from the power bar goal cam. It's a nice ball in the box, but Akers is the player who tries to come in and put pressure on Gauhan. Maybe Hamm needs to pull that ball out just a little bit more.
So Michelle Akers goes in the book along with Chong for China.
Be careful now with your fouls. Be careful with your fouls now, right?
Gauhan may be taking some time.
Because you got hammered on that. You got hammered on that free kick there.
Gauhan limping. But Gauhan will stay. And let's go down to the sidelines again. And Chris McHenry. Chris.
At that break, Tony DeCicco told Mia Hamm he's still trying to get her the ball on the weak side. They've been trying to do it all game. It hasn't been too successful, but they're going to keep at it.
Chris, that's a good point. And what they're referring to there is Mia Hamm, you've seen her try and get out wide. Now the U.S. is trying to change the point of the attack nicely, but they're not doing it quick enough. They're relaxing a little bit. They need to go ahead and serve that ball up to Hamm on the weak side, meaning the balls come from the strong side. They've exposed the Chinese defense. Go ahead and serve it up quicker.
76th minute, the drama builds from the Rose Bowl in a space. Foudy to the end line, plays it back, but Gauhan is there. And what saved Gauhan, that deflection coming back. Long China clearance. Sobrero will head it out. 76 minutes gone. Gauhan showing today and throughout this tournament why she's one of the best in the world. Some say she's the best. The USA will argue that, and Swedish fans like Ulrika Karlsson. China on the throw-in. In this scoreless match, the winner gets the World Cup trophy that China has never won. The USA has won back in '91. Switch to the left by G. Broken up. Good hard tackle there on the challenge. Could you believe that was Mia Hamm? It was. Here's Mia. Putting it into space, but Milbert and she went out on the same page on that run. Gao Hong put it back in play. But Mia Hamm coming up with a couple of nice defensive moves, then the dribble, but the last pass was too much. A lot of touches for Mia, but she's not creating with it.
She is getting a lot of touches, and here's a great defensive effort on her part. She's got her head up, surveying the options. The Chinese defense tries to shut her down, and she tries to connect with Milbert, but just can't quite make an accurate enough pass.
78th minute. Still scoreless here from the Rose Bowl. Akers. China will take it. USWNT. That time she's marked up by Lily. Wenliron going long, and Chong that time seemed to have a step on that USA defense, but the ball went out.
Come on, 15 minutes! 15 minutes!
Tony's telling his players to dig deep. This is where you got to make the difference.
He's saying 15 minutes, and with some stoppage time put on, it'll probably be about that.
I'll never forget, we heard from Chastain the halftime speech of the quarterfinals against Germany. Tony told his team, he said, you may only have 45 minutes left in this dream if you don't come out and make the most of your time. What he's saying now is, now you've got 15 minutes left. Dig deep, make the difference.
That's providing somebody scores a goal, because we'll be playing overtime, golden goals, penalty kicks if necessary, to determine a winner. Still time left in this one in the 79th minute.
Look at Scurry, she's got the sun in her eyes here.
And the later this match gets, the more crucial each free kick or corner kick is. A run over the ball, USWNT bends it low, the header, and it's right at Scurry. That was well executed, though, but right into the arms of Scurry. Long Scurry clearance. China wins it. Only for a moment. Foudy looking, brings it down off the Lily pass. Now to Chastain. 80th minute. On the wing it goes. USA controlling for now. A trip outside of the box. An important free kick drawn by Kristine Lilly, and a yellow card as well.
Well, she had her option as to which foul to call. There were two fouls that occurred at the top of the box, and she called the second one because the U.S. had the advantage to begin with.
Liu Ling gets that yellow. It's the third caution given out today. This could be the most important free kick taken against Gao Hong in her career. Akers is back there. She'll have some help. Here it comes up, an in-swinger! And it's right there for Gao Hong. Shannon McMillan taking the shot beside Akers. And McMillan has arguably the hardest shot of the team. I think the only one that's close is Akers.
Here's a look at it here. Gao Hong did a good job to cover her near post. The wall was set on the near post, and McMillan just needed to try and strike that a little harder and go ahead and aim for the back post.
81st minute. Long ball. Offside flag up on Milbert. The China player is down. That's Wenliron. She and Milbert both hurting. And at times like this, at this stage of the game, sometimes you stay down longer if you're hurt. Gamesmanship gives your team a chance to rest a little bit, but they may both be hurt.
Well, the Chinese defense didn't want to let there be any question here as far as whether or not Milbert was offsides. You take a look at it, there's no question here. Take a look there, freeze it there. She's definitely offsides when that ball was served by 2 or 3 yards. The foul, though, was actually a late hit.
China will take it over. Liu Ling going long. Chong has some space on the left. Chong holds. Couple of cuts. She can't break through the U.S. defense. That was well done because Chong is very dangerous. Sobrero, the youngest defender, comes away with it. Intended for McMillan, and China lost it out. It's a USA throw-in. Great stuff from Sobrero.
All game long, we've talked about the defensive organization. Sobrero does a great job of delaying China's Chang there. And look at the player that provides cover. That's Carla Overbeck. I think she's trying to tell her, go ahead, get up off the ground. Saw that killer stare by Overbeck.
Sobrero said at one time she felt she didn't belong in this team, lacked some confidence. Now she's got plenty thanks to her coach continuing to play her. Carla doesn't want to hear about it. She's got the game face on. Her husband Greg is here and their son Jackson. Greg was the chef for the team back in the '91 World Cup along with Anson Dorrance's brother Pete. They were chef's consultants in '95. Fans today. Fans always. Here's the long ball towards McMillan. It's not wide enough. And out of play it goes. Throw in USA. China will take it over. 84th minute. They lose it. Fawcett. The entire ball must go out, and apparently it did. The referee's assistant had a better view than we did. Joy Fawcett told me earlier she'd love to continue playing, so she doesn't want this to be her last World Cup. As long as she has fun, she still wants to play. Bad throw-in. So China will lose possession in the 84th minute. Off that throw-in from Ham. Akers was looking. And this was cleared out of play.
I want to point out that on the throw-in, the ball, both hands have to come directly over the head like Milbert just did there. When there's a foul throw, it means the both hands weren't coming directly over your head.
Fawcett holds. China will chase. Fawcett sends it in. It needed more height, but the USA recovers. Wide. Lilly makes a cut to the end line. Right across. It was a good effort, but it was too high. Milbert was looking. Sent back by Fawcett. And that's going to be too long, and China will have a goal kick. That looked like it was going to happen on that serve ball from Lilly from the end line. From the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, over 90,000 watching this one. China and the United States battling in a scoreless match with Wendy Gebauer and Chris McHenry and Robin Roberts. John Paul Della Camera, what a game, and it's nowhere near over yet. Wenley Wrong will clear it. From the halfway line. This one's cleared away by China. USA will just knock it out and get back in cover. Part of the pageantry at the Rose Bowl on a glorious day. Will it have a glorious ending? We'll see. Overbeck plays it long. China will settle. Wang Liping pushes it upfield. Jin Yan has had a quiet game. That time she's falling for the punt. No urgency there in that restart. The USA pays a price. Sun Wen. She'll get it back. Akers picks her up. Good interception by Overbeck, who reaches in. There's Overbeck. It's blocked, but there's cover there. Chastain in the middle. Sending it long. Mia Hamm looks. Mia's got it. Taking on two of the players, and she's stripped of the ball, and it'll come all the way back to Gao Hong. This crowd thought something was going to happen there in the 87th minute. Hamm going after the ball. It's loose. The USA recovers. McMillan. they trying to do too much?
Yes, and they're trying to look for their perfect shot. They've got to take the half chance, meaning you get a small little opening in the defense, go ahead and rip that shot, especially if you're Shannon McMillan.
Let her have a chance.
Take a look here. She's trying to track down this ball that was served by Chastain, and she's got numbers by her, just gets caught underneath her, and China does a great job to get back and create numbers up.
McMillan drives it in. It's cleared out. Foudy should get to this ball in the 87th minute. Chastain, they wanted a handball, but they will not get it. Lily's in there defending. China possesses. The U.S. gets it back. McMillan trying to poke it through. She was looking to pass. Ham draws two. Played it across, and that's blocked. Looked like Ham needed a better option there. Someone either to come up closer and give her that chance, or she had to try that difficult ball.
She did. She had a lot of pressure on her, but she should have tried to lift it a little bit and get it back post, because we saw 3 players there from the Chinese defense. That means players are open in the box.
This one goes wide to the left. USA. Foudy. That's knocked out of play. These two teams are tied at the end of regulation. Remember, 2 15-minute periods max. Golden goal applies, so the first goal would win it there. Penalty kick it would go to if it is tied after those 30 minutes. We'll fill you in more later if it happens. Here's the U.S. scrambling in the box. And this one goes against the United States.
You're seeing a little spark here, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fresh legs of Shannon McMillan. She's come off the bench all tournament and provided a great spark. She's playing with an undying effort out there. You can see her heart and soul being left on the field here. She's trying to make a difference on every run in the box.
I don't know how many people were here at the World Cup '94 final, but those that were remember it was decided on penalty kicks. Brazil beating Italy. Fawcett. Akers. Mia Hamm. She tried to cross it. I thought it was blocked. They're going to say no, which would have been a corner kick. That's the referee saying it was last touched by Mia Hamm. Hamm is pointing at the corner spot. You heard deflection. Tony heard it. At this point, you try not to argue, pick up a costly yellow card, drawing the referee's wrath.
But if you're the U.S., you want McMillan taking that driven corner from that right side.
90th minute, we'll see how much stoppage time is put on the board. The USA and China battling for the World Cup trophy. Here's Chong. Cutting across. Tackle at the edge of the box and cleared. What a gallant effort from Chastain. One of the defensive plays of the game, maybe the defensive play. China, though, still has the ball. A chip will go wide. Scurry wasn't sure who touched it. Otherwise, she lets that go. She had thought it was the USA's ball. She would have gladly let that ball roll out. Diana Scurry clears 2 minutes. Stoppage time, put on the board. As for the injuries and substitutions, it's not a lot. And then the stage could be set for the golden goal or sudden death overtime. Into space it goes. Ham is after it. Ham going down. Bounces back up. Liu Ling over the halfway line. Sent back the other way by the U.S. Lily brings it down. We are in stoppage time. Better than a half a minute gone. Sun Wei trying to elude a defender. Foudy was the player closest to her. Zhao Lihong. She'll get it back. Akers is chasing back defensively. By G. Holds. Drills it. It's deflected. And it'll be deflected out for a corner kick. And if the USA ever defended a corner kick well, they need to do it now. Only China's third. incredibly low number. 25-year-old Liu Ying will take it. Christine Lilly guards the near post. Liu Ying strikes it hard. Scoring comes out. Somebody got a piece. U.S. with an awkward clearance for Mia Hamm, and we've got a player down for the United States at the edge of the post area. And this one's cleared into space. China is back defending. Looks like Michelle Akers is the player down to the right of Scurry. The USA don't have the ball. China didn't even see her down. Now the USA sees it. Oh, Mia Hamm didn't see it. She didn't see the signal to clear it out. And maybe a better case, Wendy, she didn't hear it. It's too loud down on the field, but Akers was down for a while, and they could not communicate that. They needed the ball to clear it out. All eyes are on Michelle Akers. So, Michelle Akers gets back up. It is still scoreless here. The USA and China giving it their all in the World Cup final. Thanks, Steve. Our extra time scenario, look at that first category, this golden goal. It's the first time it's ever been used in a women's World Cup. We've seen it in the men's game. That means the next goal does win it. That's a FIFA change, so it's nervous time for these two teams now. One mistake, it's over.
Well, and this is where it comes down to really digging deep, and unfortunately for the United States, Akers is still on the sideline. She's been substituted for. Here's Sarah Whalen, her sub. It's tough to bring Akers down, and apparently it might have happened on a punch to the face by the Chinese player, which is not good sportsmanship. We'll see if we can take a look at that, but Whalen will enter the lineup for this overtime.
Second time against China in a World Cup that Akers has been knocked out of a game, but in '95 it was much earlier. Next goal wins it. In years past, they would play out the full 30 no matter how many goals were scored, and then penalty kicks are still tied, but not this year.
I want to quickly point out some changes. Fawcett has moved into Akers' role, and Sarah Whalen is playing on the right side of the midfield.
It's a shame that Akers is out. She's had a marvelous tournament. I think the USA's best and most consistent field player.
There's no question about it. I was so excited to see her play this match because some were wondering whether it would be her last for the national team, and I know she's bummed.
Sun Wen plays it over. One goal wins it, next goal wins it. You might even say next mistake could lose it. Sun Wen holds, now gives it up. Fan Yunji. These teams are so close in ability, you could flip a coin on any given day. One goal will win it. Sobrero on the clearance. Could have been a handball, it was close. USA will take it back and switch it. Whalen brings some fresh legs to the attack, but also maybe some nerve. She's playing in a World Cup final.
She had some time. Her teammates need to talk to her even through this crowd noise. Let her know you've got some time, you can settle down.
She did get a taste of a previous game against North Korea, but this is much bigger. USA on the ball. China breaks it up. Sarah Whalen goes after that. So in the back, the USA has become younger, but quicker.
Sarah's a very versatile player. She's the type of player who plays good defense, but is also naturally a good attacker as well. She played up front in college.
Hamm will go after it. Wen Lerong is after it as well. Good effort from Hamm, but it's still going to be a Gao Hong goal kick. Third minute of extra time. Remember, it's two 15-minute segments. But if somebody scores, the celebration for one country begins. Off Whalen's touch. China will take it over. Here's Milbury. Coming out of the pack. To Hamm. Off a deflection, and then Hamm goes down. China will take it over. USA too slow in the way they approach that.
Well, they were, and Milbert's ball didn't have enough pace on it, and as well, she served it into pretty much into the run of the defender.
Sunwen trying to go forward. Cleared away by Overbeck. Ying will take it over on the right. China has it. Into the box it comes, and it's cleared away by the United States defense. China looked very dangerous on that attack. 4th minute of extra time. Tough way to end her World Cup career. Michelle Akers leaving. Very woozy. Zhao Lihong toe poking it towards Sun Wen, and it's cleared. Wen Lirong sending it long. Fawcett in the middle. Touched by McMillan. USA looking to stretch it for Ham, but again, each ball seems to be just a little short or not quick enough if it's on the ground. Sun Wen holds. Back out to the halfway line. And now it's China possessing. Sun Wen, a couple more touches to her total. Giving it up. No one's closing. Shot by Zhao, and deflects inside. China looks, and it was deflected back by Sobrero, but there's Chong, who's been a USA nemesis, who was there.
The ball had a funny spin on it, which allowed Scurry to make the play, but Chung had beaten Kate Sobrero on the defensive end.
Fawcett giving it up. USA touching to the right. Sarah Whalen, a former University of Connecticut All-American. Back to the organizer Overbeck. China breaks it up. By G. Couple of cuts. Here's the shot. That's wide. I'm looking to see if I can see fatigue out there, but these are probably the two most fittest teams in this tournament, so we may not see it.
I haven't noticed it. I mean, we definitely saw it in Akers, although she got hit. She was, draining a little bit, I think, with her energy reserves because of the chronic fatigue that she's battling. But all the rest of these players look really fresh. They seem to be doing very well. There's Mia Hamm's mom.
Let's get an Akers update from Chris McHenry. Chris.
Word from the USA bench from trainer Sue Hammond was Akers did get hit in the head, but she's okay. She's going in where it's cooler. She is just spent. She played all she can play this match.
Well, Michelle, if you're watching here on ABC Sports, you're watching with a lot more people today, not only in the Rose Bowl, but I'm sure watching at home all over the world, not just in the United States. USA in white, ready to put it back in play. No one has scored today. You see a goal within the next 30 minutes, that team wins it. It's sudden death overtime, or the golden goal as they call it. First brought onto the international scene during Euro '96 when Germany beat the Czech Republic. China knocking it down, but right to Mia Hamm. In his space, oh, the flag comes up on Milbert. Was it? I didn't think so. Milbert didn't either. The 7th minute of extra time.
Tell the referee telling Milbert to settle down.
Free kick coming up for China. Wen Lirong, number 12, 126 caps after today. How to play it goes. It'll belong to the United States. USA made the one tactical switch. Then they had to sub out for an injured Akers. China's made one move as well. You are allowed 3 total. By G. Sun Wen. Ji Fan played it. That was a dangerous ball going backwards. Wang Weiping now to Ji Fan. Upfield it comes. Zhao Lihong bends it. It's deflected. Scurry up her line to make the catch. She saw a deflection, read it well, and came out to cut it down.
That was a great play by Scurry. She had to come out hard because the player on the other end of that was number 8, Jin Yan. She was making a great run near post.
China will clear. Lily to the left for Julie Fowley. former Stanford All-American and a co-captain, gave it up. Ham will play it back. Switch to Whalen, who's way upfield now from a right back spot. Here's Whalen with speed, but the toe poke failed her, and China comes back. Whalen, though, does have the speed to get back if she's dispossessed. Right now, she's not going as fast as I thought. Here's Chong with overback. Chong put it too far. She couldn't reach out and get it herself, so it's a goal kick.
Carla Overbeck has had an awesome game for the United States defense. She's been practically flawless back there, organizing numbers every time, and she's also done a very good job to get into those seams to win the serves.
By far her best game of the tournament.
By far her best game of this year, in my opinion.
We're in the 9th minute of extra time. We can go up to 30. No one scores then. It's penalty kicks to decide a winner. USWNT with some space down the middle. She fires, it's deflected, and it went wide. Corner kick, number 4 for China. Those deflections get scary.
Again, the sun is in Scurry's eyes here. And the U.S. definitely is lacking some size and height without Akers in there on defense.
Off the corner from China. Header, saved up the line. Rebound was cleared. The ball was heading for goal. Back inside the box. Should have been an offside flag coming up. But it wasn't. But the defense saves the day.
Christine Lilly comes up huge. Brianna Scurry's not going to let her post players, and there's the players on the post on the corner, leave until she says. And look at Christine Lilly making that huge save. The ball was in the back of the net, and Christine Lilly comes up big.
That's why you want somebody good to defend the near post. Someone that doesn't panic. USWNT. China almost spoiled the USA party. 11th minute. Still scoreless. Next goal wins it if you're just joining us. Lu Ling. That one's deflected and Scurry comes up. There's the hero right there. That defensive stop by Christine Lilly, who's as good defensively as she is offensively. A complete player. To the left side, a stumble cost Mia Hamm. She's got Milner with her. Puts it in a space. But that's going to be too far.
Here's a corner kick here for China. This is a great opportunity. We said it could come down to set pieces. To get up high there and have a nice header down, and Brianna Scurry, actually the ball was past Scurry, I'm sorry, and Christine Lilly comes up big as she's guarding that post.
Off the push, USA will come up with it. Getting underneath it was McMillan. Christine Lilly, some say, as a complete player, she might be the most complete player in the world when you compare offense to her defense.
I agree. I think she's the most unsung hero in the world as far as women's soccer goes. She's got the most caps, which means she's played the most matches for her country of any player, men or women. She's a great defensive player and a great offensive player. And the thing about her, we talked about point number 3. I'll come back to it in a second.
Here's Sobrero. Now to Chastain. And this ball goes out.
Back to my point, we talked about key number 3 for the U.S. was that you got to play for 90 minutes. Of course, we're in extra time here, but Christine Lilly always comes and plays. She never gives up. She doesn't get the credit she deserves.
China will take it on the right as they try to move it in. USA will take it over in the 13th minute of extra time. Next goal wins it. We haven't had one all day. Two great offensive teams, but their defense is just as good. We've seen that today. USWNT sends it in. Jin Yan on one of her few touches today, and the USA clears. towards McMillan. Here's the flick. Oh, the flag comes up again. Oh, we're not going to see any breakaways at this rate. Milber thought she was clear. China will be able to put it back in play. Tough day for Tiffany Milber. She's not been able to find open spaces. When she has, she's been offside. Jinyan, wide to the right. China attacks from the flank. Outside it goes, Jinyan. That goes out. USA will have it. They can breathe a little bit easier. Got to drink plenty of liquids on a day like today. We see the players try to do it whenever they can. We saw that when Lily saved it.
JP, I definitely think this U.S. midfield is missing Michelle Akers. Sarah Whalen comes in and provides a lot of speed on the outside, but in the personnel changes, you just don't have a presence like Akers in the center of the field.
And they rely on her. She's not a captain, but she's one of their leaders. They all look up to her. And now she's looking up to them, watching the game. China will play it wide in the 15th minute of extra time. Zhao Lihan goes down. It's a battle for every ball. Whalen knocks it into space. China had only one defender back, Wang Liping. That was unusual for either team today. They've had plenty of cover.
And that was a good job by Sarah Whalen to recognize that, but the serve just wasn't quite long enough for Ham.
Look what you got here, Sarah. Make sure we're squared away. Come on, Willie. Come on, Mackie. You got one coming.
15th minute, extra time. Next goal wins it for China or the United States. Who will it be? USA won the World Cup in '91, lost it in '95. That's it for the first 15-minute segment. For those of you that are expecting to watch World News tonight, this is World News right now. They're playing for the World Cup. The Goodyear Blimp providing this aerial shot of China and the United States in front of a sold-out Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. We're in extra time with Wendy Gebauer, Chris McHenry, Robin Roberts. I'm John Paul Della Camera. Rob Stone was here, Seamus Mallon, Derek Ray calling the third-place game that was won earlier in the day by the Brazilians. So another 15 minutes to come your way, and if no one scores then it'll be penalty kicks, but we're still at the next goal stage, wins it.
15 minutes is a long time, but you can bet that these teams don't want to go to penalty kicks. They want to try and pull it out during this overtime period.
What might they be talking about in this kind of a huddle?
Digging deep, saying, you know what, we've run endless sprints, we've got it in our legs, fresh legs, you got to dig deep and have the heart to pull it out.
So all the friendlies, all the warm-ups, all the publicity, all the hype, all the media appearances, everything, the road to Pasadena tour, it's going to come down to 15 minutes, maybe.
It comes down to 15 minutes. This is an interesting scenario because the team that feels the best, not only psychologically, because the mental edge gives them fresh legs. It makes them feel like they can run forever.
Would you agree that the USA played a relaxed game today because they looked to be their best? They said they were relaxed.
Well, there was so much pressure to get into the final. I mean, all the pressure was on them, and I think they've played a great game. The U.S. defense has been very solid with Kate Sobrero and Carla Overbeck. We've definitely seen the U.S. step up the game.
All right, another 15 minutes maximum. We'll go no more, then it'll be penalty kicks, but the next goal does win it. Going long is China in red on the left. And that one goes out of play. USA will have it. USA will get ready to throw in the white uniforms. And let's see. On the referee's whistle, we're all set. They look like they're going to hold it up for a moment. Fawcett. That's a dangerous play on the high foot of Yue Ling who came up. She knows it. And the USA will have a free kick coming up. Scoreless here in the second 15-minute extra time session. Chastain. Lily. Rode off the tackle. Milner touches back. McMillan holds it. Chastain. Fawcett. They're spreading it around. And at the very end, Whalen couldn't get to it, just misplayed it.
JP, she's got to be more focused on trapping that ball. The U.S. was doing a great job with quick one-touch passes to change the point of the attack. She's got to be focused. She doesn't have the excuse of a mental lapse because she's tired. She hasn't played as long as the rest of the players have.
She'll come on for Akers right at the end of regulation. Brought down by McMillan, juggled, and she's got it. McMillan holds. Shannon McMillan, nice back heel. Mia Hamm in the box. The turn and cut, and she was stripped just as she was thinking about putting it on the left foot and firing. What a glorious chance that could have been. Instead, it's China. Chong, tackled out by Overbeck. A lot of pressure on her shoulders. They expect her to score.
Here's a look here at that last play. This is China coming out on a quick counterattack. Hamm was in the box trying to make some things happen, and China did a great job to get the ball upfield quickly. The player who came up big for the United States was Carla Overbeck, as she's done all game.
China will have the throw-in the 3rd minute of the second extra time session. It's tackled away. Here's Fawcett. Looking, going long on the right. The USA on the attack. Sent across. Gao Hong's got it. And may have teased this crowd when she momentarily appeared to bobble it. She'll clear it out. Here is Fawcett. Switching to Whalen. Foudy's in front of her. Julie Foudy comes back with the ball. Overbeck. In the 4th minute of the second extra time session, it is sudden death or a golden goal. 1 goal is all we're all waiting for, and it's over. Otherwise, on the penalty kicks, when 15 minutes have gone by, a tough way to win or lose a World Cup final.
Normally one of the players Chastain looks for is Akers. Now she got injured going into this sudden death overtime.
Here is Chastain holding. She'll drive it across. The U.S. will knot it down, and then they're knotted down too. It goes out. Referee's assistant says goal kick. Shannon McMillan looks back. She thought it was a corner. And so did many of the painted faces watching.
The U.S. is definitely missing Michelle Akers. Look here. She goes up in a tangle with Brianna Scurry and actually gets hit in the head. Obviously not on purpose by Scurry, but Scurry's going hard. Both of them were going hard to play that ball. I think the U.S. is definitely missing Akers' presence on all things, in the air, with her possession, changing the point of the attack.
And if this ever comes down to penalty kicks, who do you look for?
Right, you're right. Akers is the #1 penalty kicker for the United States.
Sarah Whalen earning her stripes today. Coming on in a tough spot. Not easy at this stage, especially. The bench is involved in this game as some of the players are on the field, you can be sure. It's nervous for them too. This one goes out of play, a throw-in coming up in the possession department. That's how close it is.
We knew going into this match that it wouldn't be a high-scoring match because the defenses are fairly solid, but it's surprising. It's usually not quite this even, but we also know that both teams play a very similar style, very high possession game.
Here's the U.S. with possession, going inside towards Foudy, and it's too long. Coming up next, World News Tonight. If you keep it here, it's being delayed a bit because of this match. And you will see that coming up on most of these ABC stations. When they're on clears. The U.S. get it back. McMillan. Beat 1, but not 2. Good hustle down the middle, but China takes it over. Sun Wen to the left. USA will break it up. Over back. She ran so fast upfield, she almost looked like Whalen on that run. Chastain over the halfway line. With that toe poke. And it's coming back. Right to the halfway line for Sombrero. 7th minute. We'll play no more than 15, and then it's penalty kicks if no one has scored. A giveaway. USA will settle. Milbert blocked. And it'll roll out. We're seeing not big mistakes, but I guess near mistakes, not resulting in good chances like that.
Well, Milbert was in the right position to try and pick up that second ball on the back post. We'll see a look at Brandi Chastain's serve. The serve has come in, and Milbert did a good job to cover that back post, but she's got to relax and get a better serve off. She's drawn 2 Chinese defenders. She's got a player open in the box.
USA took it off the throw-in. China was coming back. USA wins it. The Whalen pass. Right side for Lily. Into space. Milbert makes the run. To the corner flag. Didn't have the legs. Neither did Winley wrong. She can't clear. China almost getting caught in that error. And maybe they are getting tired there in the end. They look like some fatigue mistakes there, but I would never sell China short. Well, China's going to make a substitution, and that'll be their second. Xu Haiyan is coming in. Anybody that comes in now, you would have to think, is pretty well schooled in terms of penalty kicks, you would think. The USA has made 2 changes. They're allowed 3, like China.
JP, that's a great point because the players on the field are the ones that get selected for the penalty kicks.
And now China's going to make the move. Coming out. Zhao Lihong. And 15 is in. Xu Haiyan. So she'll bring fresh legs to the table. And we'll resume with good penalty kick taker 2. McMillan, nice move. Here's another. But China will win it. China heading it straight up. It's tough to beat China one-on-one. If you didn't know it before, you do today. They've allowed just 2 goals in this tournament. None since the 3rd game of the group phase. USA has allowed 3 and none in the second half of games. Here's Fowdy. Broken up by China, and they lost it. The USA throw in the 9th minute of our second extra time session. When the clock strikes 15, if no one has scored, we'll go on to penalty kicks. Fawcett holds. Rolls it. McMillan trying to split 2. Knocked out. Corner kick. Number 5, that's all for the U.S. A low number for them, as it has been for China.
Remember, JP, this is the corner kick the U.S. loves. Shannon McMillan drives the ball into the box.
McMillan drives it across. In the air, it goes out off a deflection. They say corner again. And normally Akers is a target here, but she's watching this one as a spectator now because of an injury. 6th corner kick of the day. Christine Lilly again taking a refreshing break, and Venturini is going to come on for Milbert when the referee gets the attention of the U.S. team.
They're going to wait for her to get into the box. She's one of the best headers in the women's game, and she won the game for them in Hershey, Pennsylvania in added time.
Probably the 2nd best header on the team to Akers. That makes her one of the best in the world. McMillan drives it. Venturini couldn't get up for that one, but the USA should win this ball. Here's Overback. Hand drives it across. It's flicked over. China clears out. Fowdy again. China's starting to look fatigued to me. They don't have the legs as they try to clear it out. That's about 4 or 5 that they've been unable to clear. Earlier, they were blasting them away. Sun Wen lost it. USA knocking at the door again. On one bounce, it's Gao Hong. We're in the 11th minute here. Next goal does win it. And if not, we go straight to penalty kicks. Tiffany Milbred and the USA bench will watch the rest of the way.
They're stopping it because there's an extra ball on the field. We've learned from a previous match we did, the USA-Brazil match in the road to Pasadena, that they're going to go ahead and take care of that and get the ball off the field.
As they should. We knew the rule. Chastain on the throw-in. The USA's bench has come up big in the past, and they may have an opportunity to do so again either now in the closing minutes or in penalty kicks if we get to that. Sombrero trying to play it back, it was deflected. China tries to bring it down. Chong, good recovery, that's Wayland's speed. Quick throw in for China. USWNT. 12th minute of the second extra time session. Long ball for China. They'll settle, this is dangerous. Overbeck comes back. China's in and scurries there. Overbeck recovered enough to perhaps alter the shot. How much gas is left in anybody's tank now?
Getting in the empty zone, I would say, JP.
Here's China. Not for long. USA will get it. Fawcett to the right. Into space. Hand. Awkward touch. Mia brings it down and will play it wide. Venturini to the middle, but her first touch failed her. Venturini fights and wins it. Couldn't recover into the box. Venturini will chase now as it comes upfield. USA wins it again. Lily holds, fakes, right-footed shot is blocked. The U.S. still fighting. They appear to be pressure here. Overbeck wins it. They're giving it everything they've got in the closing minutes before this goes to penalty kicks. Minute of the second extra time session. Mia Hamm gets ready. A long flighted ball. Now Hamm is out. It's loose. China don't clear it out quite well enough. McMillan. They're going to play it down in the box too for the United States. Chastain is back up and okay. Was feeling the back of her head. China's going to make their final substitution. Xia Guilin will be coming on.
Here's a corner kick by Hamm, or a free kick by Hamm, and goes into the box. Hung Gao comes up, and she makes a nice save, but the ball, unfortunately, the second wave for the United States, meaning the second group of players for that second ball, were not in position. That was a nice opportunity for the United States.
Xia Guilin has come on, a much more experienced player than the player she replaced. That's what China's looking for here, feeling it may go to PKs, or even here in crunch time. We're in the final seconds of this one. Next goal wins it. USA with Sombrero, still with the speed to win that ball. She's had a great tournament, she really has, despite a right ankle injury that took her out of one game.
She's had a great tournament, and she's had a huge game today.
Gets ready to put it back in play. Not much left here, folks. It's looking like penalty kicks. Referee has just looked at the watch. That's it. The winner of the 1999 Women's World Cup will be decided on penalty kicks. Interesting to note, one of the subs is taking the first penalty kick. Xia Guilin, who came on late. On the referee's whistle. Hui Ling with a shot and a goal. China's up. That's probably why that substitution was made. They picked her first and she scored.
Like we said, the players who are on the field at the end of the game in overtime in this scenario are the ones who are chosen to take the penalty kicks.
So here's Carla Overbeck with only 7 international goals career. Not a good goal scorer, but good on penalty kicks. The shot and the goal. One apiece. Goes next. Another substitution by China's coach, Ma Yuanan. It's more than coincidence. Here's her shot, and she scores. Joy Fawcett will go next. So the first soccer mom goes first. Here's the second one. Fawcett against Gao Hong. Go! Gao Hong never moved.
You know, JP, in the women's game, it's about placement. That's all you do is you place it because the keepers aren't as athletic enough as in the men's game where they can actually make the save if it goes into the side netting.
Ying will go next, the first starter for China to take a penalty kick. The shot, save Scurry! Now on Christine Lilly for the USA to take the lead. Lilly, the shot, go! (3-2) USA. Zhang will take this kick. This is a critical kick for her. She could tie it or give the USA a chance to win it. Zhang, and she scores. What a calm shot that was. It's time. She took her time too, Wendy.
She did, and that's part of the players' mental preparation is they take the time they need. They have an approach that takes a certain amount of time.
Mia Hamm with a chance to give her team the lead. The greatest goal scorer in the world is ready. Shot and a goal! China must score here, or the United States will win the World Cup, and China sends their best player to that 12-yard spot, Sun Wen, their greatest goal scorer. And it's a long walk for that 12-yard spot.
Well, you would think from Scurry watching all of Sun Wen's goals in this tournament that she would go ahead and try and guess that she's going to go with her left foot and try and bend it into the left side of the goal.
Sun Wen shot, and she scores, even up again, but it also means that the USA could win the World Cup on this next kick. Chastain will take it. She missed a penalty kick against China in the Algarve Cup, and they lost that game.